So first, when I start teaching about footwork and gauging distance, in MMA, you have kicks and insteps. So when I gauge my distance from him, I want to be outside of his instep. So if he can, right now, even though if he doesn't move his feet and he throws his jab, I'm right outside of it. Now in MMA, everyone is outside of kicking range, so he's gonna do a step in to hit me. So I have to gauge my distance on that. So I have to be, one more time, I have to be outside of that. So I am keeping my distance out here, don't move. And then I gauge my instep from this far away, little by little. Coming in, trying to draw his jab out. So when I get him the jab, I can try to go out and in. One drill that I like to do with people without a body is just my instep in, I push out, and then explode in. So it's fake in, out, in. And one thing I like to point out is watch the feet. When I move backwards, my front foot pushes my back foot, and they land at the same time. Same thing when I go forward. Back foot pushes the front foot, they land at the same time. So it's check, out, in. A lot of mistakes that I see is people go check, out, and they leave this foot, and they try to go in, they drag. So everything's gotta be sharp. Sharp check, sharp out, sharp in. Check, out, in. Once I get him chasing, stepping, and really trying to hit me, once I do that for about a minute or maybe a whole round, and he gets used to stepping in deep to having to hit me, then I'm gonna make my cuts to the left and right. So once I get him reaching in, then I can cut off to the right and then push in. Draw it out, cut, attack. Draw it out, cut my angle, attack. Now if I draw out the 2, so throw a 1-2, I'm gonna try to draw out that 2, and then it's my left side, then hook. So it would draw out, angle, hook. Now the footwork's the same deal. When I go to my right, I'm pushing with my left foot, sending my right foot out with my slip. So I'm putting my weight over top of that foot, catching and hopping. So I land at the same time, so I'm ready to strike. Same thing with the left side. I open up, shoulder and hip, open up together, and then this foot pushes me out, just a tad. Boom, and I'm in for my hook. Then I can switch stance and go southpaw. That footwork for a shorter fighter, I'm gonna be able to get in on his shots. So I'm gonna be able to get in on his shots and try to work the inside. It's the same type of footwork. Taller fighter, he wants to keep me out of his distance. So he needs to be patient and get me to reach. So any time that I try to slip this angle, he's gotta be on his back foot. Yep, so I slip this angle, he stays back, and then when I finally reach for something, that 2's right there. So for him, I would say do that instep and push yourself back. Yep, yeah. And then one time, sooner or later, when I really try to hit you with that jab, when I try to time you, boom. I'm putting myself in his range for him to shoot it. So it's, once you start making sense of this footwork and these drawing out shots and counters, you can actually start playing chess. Yeah. So like, this is how deep the rabbit hole can go with counters, because I could say that I'm trying to draw out that 1-2. So I'll throw a 1, I'll throw a fake 1, and I notice that he's throwing just a 1. Okay, I want to draw out that 2. How can I get that 2? Maybe if I throw a double jab and stay in, what's he throw after that? Okay, he likes to throw a 2 after I do that. So I fake my double 2, I draw out that 2 and hit him with a hook. Yeah. If he notices that I do that, what can you do? So fake that right hand. Yeah. So this, if he picks up on what I'm trying to do, I can throw the double jab, he can fake the right hand, I try to really go for the hook, and then he draws out his counter. And then you can keep going down and down and down. Yeah. And that's why you're fighting yourself more than you're fighting your opponent. Because whoever overextends and puts themselves in a bad position gets the knockout punch, gets knocked out. What? So you gotta really stay good positioning. Every time you move, you're ready to strike, you're ready to defend, whether you're in or out. Cause Mara? Why was that fight kind of boring? Yeah. because both of them stayed extremely disciplined. Nobody overextended, nobody could get hurt because they both stayed very defensively, they both stayed in tune, stayed patient. They didn't try to force anything. Once you get impatient and you start forcing stuff, then when you start getting knocked out. Especially when you let the crowd and stuff get into you. Don't worry about all that and stay very, very disciplined in your art, disciplined in your balance. Never overextending, always waiting for it to happen, seeing the opportunities and capitalizing on the opportunities, never forcing. This is a very simple one, but drawing out the jab. Drawing out the jab with my instep and then hitting that step out counter. I might have to do this 20 times to land one good shot. But that's what I mean by patience. Sometimes when I start the fight, I'm not just gonna stand here and look at it and move like Superman. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna see where he likes to fire from. Okay, where's his distance at? He likes to throw when I'm this close. Oh, when I'm that close, he likes to throw. I start gauging my distance on him. Okay, so right there, boom. So it takes a minute. Sometimes you gotta find that timing, find those habits that your opponent has, and capitalize where you can.